The death of Anna Kepner aboard the Carnival Horizon quickly escalated from a tragic onboard incident to one of the most closely scrutinized cruise-related cases in recent years. Recently, during a custody hearing, an event seemingly unrelated to the cruise itself, shocking new details emerged that shed light on the final hours leading up to Anna's death. Let's find out in today's episode of Cruise Now. All the evidence timelines and suspicious factors have now been made public. However, experts believe several key elements still need to be resolved before the case can reach a true conclusion, especially given how complex the family dynamics are. Recently, Anna Kepner, the mother of the 16-year-old boy and Anna's stepmother, appeared in court on December 5th for a custody hearing. Although this may not seem directly connected to the incident involving Anna on the cruise ship, her testimony has become a crucial piece of the puzzle in understanding what really happened. The first significant piece of information was that the sleeping arrangements on the Carnival Horizon played a critical role in the timeline leading up to Anna Kepner's death. According to testimony revealed in court, three teenagers, 18-year-old Anna, her 16-year-old stepbrother, and her 14-year-old sister, were assigned to share a single stateroom for the duration of the trip. The booking was made this way on the advice of a travel agent, and the teens themselves reportedly agreed to room together, a decision that would later become a central point of scrutiny.
Now, who made the decision to have these three teenagers in one room in the cruise?
We had talked it over with our travel agent, and that was what was suggested.
The night before Anna was found dead, the household's supervision broke down almost entirely. Anna's stepmother admitted she fell asleep early and never checked on the teenagers' room, leaving all three unsupervised. Adding to the concern, the 16-year-old who required nighttime medication missed his dose for the second night in a row. No adult entered the stateroom that evening, meaning whatever happened in those hours occurred without oversight.
He went to bed before he got it. He was already asleep.
Including that Thursday night?
No, Thursday night he didn't get it. I fell asleep before he did.
This lack of supervision, combined with the close quarters the teens share, has become a critical piece of the puzzle as investigators work to determine what truly happened on that final night. Chantal, the stepmother, also firmly denied any underage drinking, but she admitted she could not say for certain what Anna or the other teens were doing while the ship was in international waters. With no curfews, no cabin checks, and long stretches where the teenagers were left completely unsupervised, the court found it troubling that the adults on board had so little awareness of their activities or interactions. These uncertainties became a major point of scrutiny. The judge emphasized that the lack of supervision, especially on the night before Anna's death, created an environment where dangerous behavior could go unnoticed. The stepmother's inability to explain Anna's whereabouts or actions only highlighted a larger issue. These teens were navigating a massive ship with virtually no guidance, and now, in the aftermath of a suspected homicide, those unanswered questions feel even more alarming. From this, we can see that Chantal was indeed irresponsible. She knew her son had medical issues, yet failed to supervise him, at the very least ensuring he took his medication. Or perhaps she is lying to protect her own child, rather than her husband's daughter. Either way, intentional murder and accidental harm due to a medical condition or an uncontrollable episode would be treated very differently under the law. Well, those are the possible scenarios, as there has been no official announcement yet. What is undeniable, however, is that the stepbrother is the prime suspect. During the hearing, the court stated this clearly and seriously. So where is the stepbrother now? No arrest has been announced, but it is believed that the teen, now officially considered a suspect, is living with a third party who has legal authorization. He can only be moved with the consent of both parents. And that brings us to the final question. Who is responsible for this death? Is it the family, or does the cruise line bear some portion of the blame as well? Determining responsibility for Anna Kepner's death is far more complex than pointing to a single individual or entity. Her case sits at the intersection of family dynamics, parental oversight, and the limitations of safety protocols aboard cruise ships. From a legal standpoint, the primary focus of the FBI investigation is on homicide, specifically the manner of death mechanical asphyxiation consistent with a bar-hold-style strangulation. That alone suggests that another person directly caused Anna's death. Evidence currently points toward the 16-year-old stepbrother as the last person who entered the cabin with her during the critical window. If the evidence ultimately supports that he applied the fatal force, then criminal responsibility would fall squarely on him. But legal responsibility is not the same as moral or situational responsibility. Even if the homicide is attributed to one individual, the environment that allowed it to happen did not develop in a vacuum. The family undeniably carries a significant share of responsibility, especially regarding supervision. 3 minors were placed in a single stateroom, 2 of whom reportedly had medical or behavioral concerns, without an adult present late at night on a massive ship in international waters. The stepmom admitted she fell asleep early and did not check on them, and one child missed essential nighttime medication for the 2nd time during the cruise. These lapses did not directly cause Anna's death, but they created a situation where dangerous behavior could occur unnoticed. However, the question of whether the cruise line bears responsibility is more complicated. Cruise ships are essentially floating resorts with thousands of passengers, including hundreds of minors. Their security model relies on a mix of surveillance cameras, keycard tracking, and periodic patrols, not constant monitoring of individual staterooms. Legally, cruise lines are not expected to provide in-cabin supervision for families. They assume parents will manage their own children. But there are still questions worth asking. Did Carnival Horizon provide adequate security support the morning Anna's body was found? Were protocols followed swiftly and effectively? Is there a broader industry issue with monitoring minors who are left unsupervised? These questions point to potential systemic vulnerabilities, but not necessarily direct culpability in Anna's death. Unless evidence emerges showing Carnival failed to act responsibly after the incident, it is unlikely the company will be found negligent. Ultimately, the responsibility appears to fall along 3 intertwined lines. Direct culpability: whoever applied the fatal pressure that caused mechanical asphyxiation. Parental responsibility: the adults who allowed 3 minors, unsupervised and with known issues, to share a cabin overnight. Systemic gaps: the inherent limitations of cruise ship security and the reliance on parents to oversee their children. Until the FBI completes its investigation, the legal answer remains unresolved. Only the criminal investigation can determine who will be held accountable, but the circumstances suggest responsibility does not lie with just one party. From a broader social perspective, Anna Kepner's death is not just a tragedy for one family. It is a moment that could reshape how the cruise industry handles minors' safety protocols and onboard investigations. As more details emerge and public scrutiny intensifies, the industry may face pressure to introduce new policies aimed at preventing similar incidents. One of the clearest gaps highlighted by this case is the practice of allowing multiple minors to occupy a stateroom without adult supervision. While many families do this routinely, Anna's case exposes the risks when medical needs, behavioral concerns, or complex family dynamics are involved. Cruise lines may soon be compelled to implement stricter cabin assignment rules requiring an adult to be assigned to any room with minors, or at least tightening policies for teens with known vulnerabilities. Additional supervision may also become a topic of reform. Cruise lines could consider periodic wellness checks for staterooms housing minors, optional parental alerts when children enter or exit cabins late at night, or enhanced youth program guidelines to ensure better oversight after certain hours. While these measures may challenge passengers' expectations of freedom, they could become industry standards in response to public pressure. Equally important is the question of how cruise companies handle deaths on board. Families and lawmakers have long criticized the slow, opaque nature of cruise investigations. Anna's case may amplify calls for faster forensic response teams, improved evidence preservation procedures, and clearer communication between cruise personnel, the FBI, and affected families. Transparency, especially in the crucial first hours after a death, is likely to become a major demand. Cruise passengers expect a safe environment, and cases like Anna's force the industry to confront uncomfortable realities. Whether through policy changes, enhanced safeguards, or greater accountability, her story may become a turning point in how cruise lines protect the most vulnerable people on board.